Hi everyone, it's Evan from the Trade Risk on Thursday, June 18th, here with a quicker version of my market recap. We're going to look at the general market, we're going to look at leading sectors, and then we're going to spend most of the time on trade ideas for tomorrow and into next week. So we'll jump in with the SPY here, and you can see we had a really nice session today. The bulls got it done, closed up over 1% in the S&P 500, and you can see we are now back above this 212 to 212.50 or so resistance area. Now we're not quite at all-time highs, but the bulls did a lot of work here. You can see where basically we closed back above where the market spent a significant amount of time finding resistance. Previously was finding support at, then it was resistance throughout the month of May. We're now back above that, so we look to be very much en route to new all-time highs here in the SPY. So you know, and this was following the FOMC minutes yesterday, which was really kind of a a non-event. You know, we probed down, we probed higher, ultimately closed right where we opened yesterday. You know, didn't give you too much indication as to which way we were going to move off of that news, if at all. And then today, of course, we came right out of the gate screaming. We had a couple early clues, biotechs in particular. We'll get into those later in the video, but you know, there were some early clues today that the strength was there, and that some of the big sectors that we have been talking about started to work immediately today. So that's the big news, especially the IWM. I mean, this right here is the big news, and the new all-time highs here, very convincing all-time highs, just really past all previous resistance here now. So this one looking really good. This is definitely the heart of the bull case, and even the Qs looking good here, not quite highs, but we're right back to this 111 zone and where we found resistance back in mid-May, and this is looking good. So it looks like we could see some continuation today into tomorrow. You want to see this week get closed out strong. You don't want to see, you know, a lot of this action today given back tomorrow to close the week off of the highs. That give you a little more pessimistic look. Now the two notes I'll make are actually just one note really. I talked about the FOMC. The other note is the SPY ETF here goes ex-dividend tomorrow, so this will naturally be down. I'm not sure, I don't know what it is. It's about $1. So there's going to be it's going to look to be like a gap down tomorrow, or potentially, depending on how we really do open. But it is going to look a little more bearish tomorrow, this chart here. So, you know, sometimes to get those charts to adjust, you want to switch to the cash markets, the SPX, and start to do some technical analysis off of that, just because the SPY will be a little skewed tomorrow. Now, let's get into some other markets here. IBB, we talked about them briefly. This was the clue. Look at this monster. This is a great candle here, right? You know, brand new highs here. We just completely took out everything prior here. The uptrend, the monster uptrend, still is in motion, arguably still very stretched. This is a monthly chart we're looking at, so you can see how far we have come, but certainly, you know, the old saying is the beginning of the bull rally and the end of the bull rallies are definitely the most are the strongest. Not to say that this is the end, but it definitely you know, it definitely speaks to what could come, and, you know, whether or not it's another 20% to the upside, 30, 40, 50%, who knows. Right now, the price action is telling you that we're heading higher. So, you know, and as I've talked about, recently, especially with the IBB, I've been posting this chart a lot, but this is a very high beta name. That the ATR in this instrument, in this index, I believe is, you know, like 8 points, and to see it constricted for so long, even though, you know, it might only be 2.5 weeks or so, but in this tight range, with an instrument like this, when it pops, it's going to pop big, and we saw exactly that today. So right out of the gates, the IBB was strong. XLF, here's another ETF, the financials we've been talking about as well. These are at new all-time highs today. So again, these are some of the leaders. The healthcare sector, XLV, these are at all-time highs today as well. XLY, these are at all-time highs, the discretionary sector. So these are the sectors you want to pay attention to. This is where you should be seeing the most amount of setups, the most quality setups, and these probably have the highest likelihood of follow-through and long setups working in the near future as these indices are at all-time highs. So let's get into some individual names now, some trade setups and ideas. ALNY, this is the first one here. Sticking with some of our leadership here, biotech, you can see this is at an all-time high. It was consolidating nicely. Sort of looks like the IBB chart, only a little more bullish. You know, the IBB was basically, if you could just drop this consolidation like to right here, this was essentially the IBB chart. This one was consolidating at essentially all-time highs, breaking out. So this one looks like it could still have some more legs in it. Keep that one on watch going forward. Amazon, here's one we've been talking about for quite some time. I got long this one today. Nice candle, closed on the highs, exactly what you want to see, staying pent up to the end of the day and closing on the highs. So this one looks good. Let's see if we can get some continuation there. RL, this one looking good, emerging from a base now that's been in place since February. Longer term chart, this one could be more interesting. It's been beaten up, you know, heading into this year and closing out 2014. So a little bit of a mean reversion trade here. Let's see if RL could potentially get something going there. MSCC is another one, semiconductor play. Got faded a little bit today, so not the most bullish close, but you can see it's trying to get back above this 3650 level. We closed above it. We closed right on it today. Not quite all-time highs, but see if this one can continue. The pattern looks decent there. HSIC, this is one I've been talking about for a while now. Nice breakout today, up 1.5%. This has been a really tight pattern here, especially seen on the weekly chart. Look how clean this is. Nice impulse leg to the upside here, and then a few weeks, actually more like 5 or 6 months, going sideways pretty tight, and then today you got that breakout bar. So that one looks good on longer term charts. And finally, UTHR, this one we've talked about too for some time. This one also looking good. Didn't quite run with, didn't get that breakout essentially with the IBB, which you may have thought, but this one could start to come into play here, especially if IBB is you know, about to embark on a new uptrend, new leg higher. You'd expect to see rotation around some of these more developed biotech names, so keep that one on your radar going forward. And that's all I have for today. There's a ton of setups out there. I'm only midway screening, so I just wanted to throw these out to you guys at this time, but things are looking good right now. Let's see how we close the week. That's also going to be very important, tomorrow being Friday, and just be aware we do have the ex-dividend in the SPY. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy the videos, please do subscribe. Any feedback, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.